in less than 50 seconds, Shenzhou-8 spacecraft carried by Long March 2F rocket, the carrier, is to blast off into space to join Tiangong-1, China's first space module launched in September to test the rendezvous and vacuum technology. China is to become the third country to test that. 30 seconds to go.
20秒.
20 seconds. Final countdown.
9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1，点火。
Engine starts. And we have a liftoff. The liftoff of Shenzhou-8 spacecraft, carried by Long March 2F rocket from Jiuquan Launch Center into space to join Tiangong-1 China Space Module and test rendezvous and docking technology.
青山 USB 跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。
The tracking stations are reporting on the conditions of the spacecraft and the carrier.
双层光学雷达跟踪正常。
The optical and the radar tracking very normally, leading from the front. This is a video from the vehicle.
This is the picture captured on the interior.
Yeah, this camera is mounted on the rocket.
On the rocket.
Yeah. This rocket will fly about 583 seconds. Then the vehicle will enter the orbit.
It will take more than 500 seconds for the rocket to complete its mission to send Shenzhou-8 into orbit.
Yeah.
We'll be able to see the solid rocket boosters drop off here.
Yeah.
In about
maybe
several seconds.
But the first section is the separation of the escape tower.
Yeah.
There are two boosters attached to the rocket. They will separate. 4 boosters.
Yeah. In 100 seconds, the booster will be separated from the main rocket. Yeah.
So this is an animation of the rocket.
Now the escape tower has been separated separately.
Yeah.
The escape tower is designed for manned program, but this time around there is no astronauts on board, but that is still a part of the spacecraft. The escape tower is for the safety of the astronaut when anything unexpected happens.
Since this is a simulation of a manned mission, it's essential.
Well, that's the separation of the boosters from the main rocket. 4 boosters separated from the rocket. And then this first and second stage of the rocket will separate.
This is the video of the engines of the second stage, which
stage.
has a failure in the Long March 2C vehicle before. The next will be the separation of the payload fairing.
It seems that we have more cameras on board than last time. We see the interior and exterior of the spacecraft. This is the fairing of the...
No, it's picture separate.
And also the video capture has been much better than last time.
Yeah.
We've seen the movement of the rocket and the spacecraft.
The second stage have a main engine and 4 small engines to control its attitude. The main engine will shut down first, and the 4 small engines will continue working for a period of time.
This is 4 minutes into the flight of Shenzhou's spacecraft number 8, and everything seems to be perfect well. So when can we say that the spacecraft has entered its design orbit? In about several minutes?
Yeah, it will about 9 minutes. We can see the
9 minutes into the flight, it will enter its design orbit.
Rocket, yeah.
What is the initial orbit, Yu Guang?
The initial orbit will be elliptical one with the perigee about 200 kilometers and the
Vice Premier Zhang Dejiang and Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission Xu Caihou were at the Jiuquan launch pad to observe the launch process. Which is about to enter its orbit with a perigee of 200 meters?
The initial orbit, the perigee will be about 330 kilometers. This is a designed orbit, but the real one permits some errors.
So that's an elliptical orbit.
Elliptical orbit. And it's a little bit lower than the orbit of Tiangong 1.
6 minutes into the flight.
Now the Qingdao ground station have captured the vehicle and have established data link.
We have tracking stations all over the country to monitor the movement of the rocket and spacecraft.
There are 5 civil ground stations are used in this mission, and also 5 stations outside China.
Outside China, also tracking stations.
遥测信号正常。魏南 USB 雷达跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。
The tracking is normal and the USB is normal.
This is a picture of the re-entry capsule. We can see there is a very Chinese symbol there installed inside. There is no human being astronauts this time on board.
Symbol of happiness.
So probably this is the most Chinese payload.
双程雷达跟踪正常。
What are those other payloads on Shenzhou-8 spacecraft?
We have
China, German joint space experimental payload called Universal Biological Cultivation Chamber. This chamber
to conduct what kind of experiment?
We will have space biological experiments on board, and 10 will be performed by Germany, and 6 will be performed by China, and the other one is a joint experiment. The chamber is designed by Germany, and we China design the interface and the control unit. Now they have the direction sunshine. It is nearly accomplished.
魏南 USB 雷达跟踪正常，雷达跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。
The Weinan ground station tracking
So
normally.
it has already fly over the eastern coastline of China.
Yeah.
And then the tracking ships will take over the tracking and monitoring missions.
The Yuan-13.
Yuan-13 tracking ship.
Yeah.
Well, this is the video captured by the camera mounted on the Shenzhou-8 spacecraft. Well, now the rocket separated from the spacecraft. The spacecraft is on its own to enter the orbit.
It's very successful.
So far, everything goes pretty well. Shenzhou spacecraft is on its own. The rocket is already separated from the craft.
After unfolding of the solar panels, it will be a complete success.
And next step will be the unfolding the solar panel. And that picture we just saw is taken by the camera mounted on the Shenzhou-8 spacecraft.